Well, welcome to the channel, viewers. Dr. JWAU, theologist since 1994. I am doing a study called Who is Ruling Australia? It's a behavioural political analysis. I'm in episode chapter 8, when the country started losing its foundations. Thank you for joining me. In episode 7, I examined the quiet collapse of trust beneath public stability. And this episode explores what happens when Australians begin sensing the deeper problem is no longer only political, economic, or institutional, but foundational. At first, the instability just felt manageable. Economic, political, administrative. Australians believed better leadership, better policy, or better management could eventually restore confidence back into the national atmosphere again. Then slowly, another recognition began surfacing underneath the exhaustion. The country no longer felt merely strained. Australia felt unanchored. A father sits silently at the kitchen table after everyone else has gone to bed. The television still glows faintly inside the lounge room nearby. Another political argument, another cultural conflict, another public scandal, another institutional apology. Another explanation for why things keep deteriorating while reassurance continues arriving almost unchanged afterward. The dishwasher hums softly through the house. He stares at the unpaid invoice beside the fruit bowl longer than necessary, not because of the amount, but because something deeper no longer feels stable underneath ordinary life itself. And that is the shift, viewers. Because eventually populations stop asking, how do we fix this? And start asking, what exactly are we standing on anymore? And that question, viewers, changes the emotional architecture of an entire civilization, not just Australia. This is worldwide. But let's keep our focus in our own backyard. The frightening part is how quietly national foundations erode. Truth becomes negotiable. Responsibility becomes conditional. Family stability becomes fragile. Commitment weakens beneath convenience. Authority loses moral legitimacy. Freedom slowly disconnects from restraint. And rights remain loudly defended while obligation quietly disappears underneath them. The country still functions externally, but internally, many Australians increasingly feel they are living inside systems no longer capable of producing psychological stability, moral coherence, or trustworthy continuity across generations, let alone now. A mother folds school uniforms carefully across the couch arm while another report discusses housing growth, economic expansion, and national resilience. And the children sleep down the hallway. The future no longer feels emotionally reachable the way it once did. And somewhere underneath the existential exhaustion, another devastating recognition slowly begins surfacing. Australians are not only becoming financially depleted, they are becoming spiritually fatigued from trying to survive inside systems that increasingly manage behaviour while offering very little meaning underneath the management itself. And that exhaustion changes people, not dramatically, civilisationally. Individuals begin lowering expectations, reducing trust, avoiding commitment, protecting themselves emotionally before relationships, institutions, or promises can disappoint them again or at all. The nervous system slowly reorganises around guarded survival instead of stable belonging. And eventually, entire populations continue functioning while quietly losing confidence that truth, fairness, sacrifice, honesty, responsibility, or moral consistency still meaningfully govern the structures surrounding ordinary Australian life. And this is where recovery must eventually begin. Not through nostalgia, not through rage, through recognition. Stable Australia was never built merely upon economics, stimulation, consumption, or administrative management. It required moral architecture strong enough to stabilise human behaviour underneath pressure itself. Truth mattered. Integrity mattered. Family mattered. Responsibility mattered. Conscience mattered. Human dignity mattered because human beings were understood to answer to something higher than the systems governing them. The room feels quieter now. Apparently the country does too. And somewhere beneath the existential exhaustion, another truth slowly begins surfacing. And I would advise you to listen very carefully. A nation begins losing itself once it forgets the moral foundations that once taught people how to live, sacrifice, restrain themselves, and remain human beneath the illegitimate pressure. And that's what Australians are living under now. Pressure that is not being built on the Judaistic Christian fundamental constitutional foundational values that this nation was founded on. I'm Dr. J.W. Ayub, theologist since 1994. Like, subscribe, comment to educate me, share to help somebody else. I'll see you in the next episode when the system started feeling spiritually empty.